Joe Burrow expects to suit up, plus my reaction to what he said about contract negotiations, and so much more right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien of AllBengals.com here at Paycor Stadium, where Joe Burrow sat right here and chatted today for the first time since July 26th, which has been more than 6 weeks ago. And when I asked him about the past 6 weeks, his answer, simple. It was boring, and I get it. The past few days certainly haven't been boring. Joe Burrow has practiced for 4 straight sessions, including Wednesday when he was a full participant. And I think he sort of put to bed the speculation that he wouldn't play, or any doubt that he would play on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns in the regular season opener for a variety of reasons. I think, one, he said he's ready to go, all of those things. But he said even if he's having a bad day with this calf strain, that he works through it. And I think that's part of injuries in football, is you learn how to play with them. And I think throughout this process, he's had some bad days as he recovers from the calf strain. So that was certainly a takeaway that I had from Wednesday's news conference. Other thoughts on what Burrow had to say? One, he was able to stay in shape. And I really, really tried to hammer that home over the past 6 weeks or whatever the case may be from Joe Burrow being out. Is he was lifting. He was in that training room getting treatment, of course, but he was lifting. He was throwing regularly. I tried to ask him how frequently, and man, from asking Zach to now asking Joe, they will just not share it. I knew he was throwing regularly. I tried to share that with you throughout. But I expect Joe Burrow to play well on Sunday in Cleveland. He was asked about not having won in Cleveland, which is something the Bengals haven't done since 2017, which is crazy to think about. So Marvin Lewis's last year, Zach Taylor's first year on, the Bengals have went 0 in Cleveland. So we'll see if they can change that on Sunday. If they do, then Joe Burrow is certainly going to be relying on an offensive line that he praised. I asked how comfortable he is behind these guys. Obviously, he hasn't practiced a ton with Orlando Brown Jr., Jonah Williams at right tackle, but he praised those guys, and so I think he's confident going into Sunday about that. All right, so I kind of buried the lead because everyone wants to know about Joe Burrow's contract extension. When's it coming? I think it's interesting what Joe Burrow had to say. There's a couple of things. The first of which, he's such a football head that he is really focused on the game and beating Cleveland. At the same time, he probably looks at Nick Bosa's deal, and yes, they're friends, and they have the same agent, I believe, certainly the same agency. And it's like, all right, well, there's his deal, where's mine? And I think there's probably part of him that thinks that. And by the way, I think it's going to get done. I would not be shocked if it gets done at some point on Wednesday evening, and you see a tweet that comes through from national media, and that's likely how it's going to break, unfortunately. I think it's one of those things where the agency, the agent, something like that, through back channels, we'll get it to one of these big insiders. We'll see. Of course, if we can get it, we will. What I heard on Wednesday morning, though, is that there's a ton of optimism about a potential deal. I think that this Bengals front office is focused on getting Joe done, and they haven't ruled out T. Not saying that they will get something done with T, but these things can happen quick. They can come together quick. I've referred to it a couple times this week on Locked On Bengals. A.J. Green, he was able to get a deal done on the Friday before the regular season opener against Cleveland in 2015. So these things can come together quickly. I think Joe Burrow maybe was a little bit optimistic or nonchalant would be the word. A little bit nonchalant with how he acted like, it's no big deal. I got to focus on what I have to focus on. And he's right about that. At the same time, if you're the Bengals, you got to get this done. You got to lock up the franchise. Mike Brown called him the heartbeat. And I think it happens. Like I said, I don't think there's any panic within the building right now about a Joe Burrow extension. Could it be today? Could it be tomorrow, Friday? We'll see. I'm real curious to see the structure when they do get a deal done, though, which, again, to me is more of a matter of when, not if. We will see if that happens. But if you want to hear Joe Burrow, we did post some clips of Joe Burrow right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. But that's why you got to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified anytime we post videos. Other thoughts about today's practice, about this team going into Sunday. We'll see on Joseph Osai, but other than that, from Chidobe Awuzie on down, feeling really good about their health. And that is a great, great spot to be in. I think Awuzie, he didn't talk today, dominating on the ping pong table, didn't lose during the open media portion. So hopefully his cornerback skills are up there with his ping pong skills. And we know they are when he's fully healthy. And he's looked throughout camp, throughout all of these practices, he's looked fully healthy. So I'm really excited to see 22 back out there on Sunday in Cleveland, which is obviously the place where he suffered the injury on Halloween night last season. Outside of that, this team healthy. Joe Burrow certainly confident. These receivers confident now that Joe Burrow is back, that they can go out there and perform at a high level. And I think that one of the themes that you're going to hear over the next few days, whether it's national media making predictions, certainly I'll refer to it, a lot of local media will refer to it, Zach Taylor hasn't won in Cleveland. Joe Burrow 1-4 against the Browns. That's something that they certainly are going to hear. Joe Burrow answered that, and he praised the Browns roster, said how good of a team they've been, talent-wise, from Myles Garrett to obviously they have Deshaun Watson, Denzel Ward, who's really good friends with Joe Burrow. And it is a tough matchup for the Bengals, no doubt. Really good corners, good pass rush, no doubt about it. At the same time, he's focused on going up there and playing exactly how he normally plays, regardless of the injury, regardless of the 1-4, any of that stuff. I think he's going to move on the fly like he does. Regardless of how the calf is, I think he's ready to go and going to play free. That's something he said. He wants to play free against the new defensive coordinator where there might not be a ton of film on him. So we'll see if he's able to do that on Sunday. We're going to have a ton for you right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk, and we've already had a lot this week. Whether it's Ted Karras and our walk and talk with him, make sure you check that out. I think it's a must-watch. We have one-on-ones with Orlando Brown Jr., Jonah Williams coming, Evan McPherson, and Irv Smith Jr. So stay tuned for those. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. For Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now, where Joe Burrow is officially back. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.